watching you, is it? All right, we'll call to order this Summers County Board of Education regular meeting, May 27th, 2025, 6 p.m. Let the minutes reflect that all board members are present. And we have Mr. Lucas. I'm going to ask him if he would to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, sir. You're good. I have one. Is there any one besides you? All right, we have item 3, approval of agenda with adjustments.
Make a motion that we pull R.T. Rogers out of the bills to be paid separately.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mrs. Harvey to pull R.T. Rogers out of the bills and handle that separately. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that we will pull R.T. Rogers and handle that separately. Is there any other adjustments to the agenda?
Make a motion, we approve the agenda as read with the aforementioned change.
I'll second.
You want to withdraw your
I'll
motion?
withdraw the motion.
I make a motion that we pull the market from the bills, be voted on separately.
I'll second. We have a motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by myself to pull the market out at the bills and handle that separately. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that we will pull the market out and handle that separately with the bills.
I will state my motion to accept the agenda as read with the aforementioned changes.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mrs. Farley to accept the agenda as read with the aforementioned changes. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the agenda has been approved with the aforementioned changes. Item 4, student achievement. Do we have anything for that one? Yeah. Okay, we're going to jump down to item 5 for presentations. We have our local school improvement council presentation. We'll make them. How long is your presentation, you think? Okay.
So that's why I didn't know you would want to.
In that case, let's go ahead. We're going to, see where I put it, Dr. Knott. Here we go. We do have some presentations here that we're going to do real quick before the LSIC. So this is just a moment that we're going to take to recognize some outstanding individuals who have been named as Personnel of the Year for Summers County. The first is Teacher of the Year, and that's going to be Miss Hannah Kinsey. I hope I said that right. Hannah Kinsey is a dedicated Title I teacher at Hinton Area Elementary. Been selected by her faculty senate to represent her school. Among 4 exceptional teachers, she stands out as our Teacher of the Year. So please join us in congratulating the finalists, Miss Brianna Medley, Miss Pamela Mouse, Miss Selena Foster. So let's give those 3 a hand. Miss Hannah Kinsey to please come forward. And you want to take my picture, didn't you? Yes, I want you to stay there.
Hello, my name is Greg Vandal. I'm president of the Hinton Area Foundation. Along with being Teacher of the Year, the Hinton Area Foundation was started by Ralph and Patty Wilson, the Lily Wilson Education Fund. And what they do every year is the Summers County Teacher of the Year without restrictions. I told her she can use it on her daughters or go to the beach or buy school supplies. But we have a check for $500. We'd like to present Hannah Kinsey. They were positive. The Wilsons were an enormous positive impact on the community. They retired and moved back to Hinton in 1990. Built a house in Bell Point, and he served on the Hinton Area Foundation, which is a volunteer thing. The neat thing about him was he came to West Virginia in 1942 as an engineer fresh out of college. And he married a girl, Lily, imagine that, from Johnny Branch. And then they went around everywhere across America and then retired in 1990. And he and her always wanted to come back to Hinton. And they did a lot from 1990 until they passed away. Now 2 teachers actually live in their house, the Hutchisons in Belfort. But anyway, I wanted to present this $500 from the Hinton Area Foundation. Yeah, it's well deserved. One other thing is tomorrow night, we'll be giving away 56 scholarships and a whole lot more money at an event out at the Train Depot. And again, we have areas supporting our community and our students. So.
All right, next we have our Service Person of the Year. This is Miss Regina Trout. Ms. Trout's the head custodian at Summers County Comprehensive High School. She was chosen as our Service Person of the Year after being recognized as a finalist by her peers at Summers County Comprehensive High School. We also want to extend our congratulations to the other finalists, Ms. Rhonda Hara, Ms. Melba Bashan, Mr. Austin Bauer, and Mr. Jeff Lane. And in addition to the plaque, we also have a check. I don't know how much this is. This is from R.T. Rogers. And with that, we would like to thank all of our staff members and let you know you're truly appreciated. Oh, I think I left one out. So. Our support person, staff person of the year, Mr. Nathan Smith. Our technology integration specialist, he was selected by his peers to represent our student support staff. We began recognizing this category a few years ago to highlight the invaluable contributions of staff members who are not teachers or service personnel. And so, Mr. Smith, if you would come up. Unless we got to that.
Yeah. I may not forget where you are.
This is an anonymous check. I can't tell you who it's from.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
We do want to thank all of our teachers and staff members. You are appreciated, the board here, as well as Dr. Knott. We do appreciate all the work you all do every day. We want to thank our sponsors, the Hinton Area Foundation, R.T. Rogers, and then we have an anonymous donor for Mr. Smith. We appreciate their generosity and kindness. At this time, we will turn it over to Jumping Branch for the local school improvement.
All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to our meeting. Chase, where now? Howard. Oh, Naomi, Zeke, would you all want to lead us in our school pledge? Yep. We have a school pledge that we do every morning after our pledge of allegiance. You're ready.
I pledge today to do my best in reading, math, and all the rest. I promise to obey the rules in our class and in our school. I respect myself and others too. I'll expect the best in all I do. I am here to learn all I can, to try my best to be all I am.
Can you all tell the board members what the H in HARD stands for?
Honesty,
What about E?
encouragement,
What about A?
ambitious,
R?
respectful,
And T?
tolerant.
Good job, guys. So on your table, you have some books that we published this year. Jumping Branch is now published authors in grades first, second, and third. And then fourth and fifth has also completed it. Theirs just isn't in yet. But these are the kids' stories that they wrote and illustrated. We did it through the student treasures, and it was a really cool program. But you're free to look at those. We have a lot of events this year with parent engagement. We had our parent-teacher conferences, of course, by the county. And then we had our pumpkin patch trip, in which we took pre-K through second grade to the pumpkin patch, and we had a lot of parents went on that trip. And then we had our kickball game, which was students against kids. That was for their reading goal award, and teachers won.
Under, very complex circumstances.
Yeah, they might have thought we cheated, but we did not. And then we had our data and desserts, in which we invite parents in, and they look at the data binders, and we did ice cream Sundays, and they look at those and see, how their kid has progressed at the beginning of the year. We had a Halloween dance. We had our Veterans Day program, which we honor local veterans. We had our Thanksgiving luncheon where we invited our parents to come in, and I think we had, 90-some parents that came to that, which was a lot. And our PTO, would pick up the tab for anybody who couldn't pay for their lunch. We have a wonderful PTO. We had our Winter Wonderland Christmas program. We had elf visits that came to our school, and I think we had as much fun with that as they did. Our students took home a backpack full of supplies, they took home a shoebox full of supplies, they took home a pair of pajamas and a book, and they had pictures made by Brandy Graft. She's a parent here, and she donated pictures of every student with Santa Claus and with the Grinch. And what else did we do with that? Oh, and we adopted some children to help with Christmas. So we had a great time at Christmas. We had a game day for our second semester reading reward, which they got to play board games, card games. We had some games outside. We had a dance party, and they just moved in stations. Then we had a Valentine dance, and we had our event that's Taco about child safety, in which we had a taco bar, and we talked about internet safety. We had the firemen here, and they talked about fire safety. So it was all about keeping our children safe. We had a multicultural day in which our students had passports, and they traveled to different countries and sampled food. We had our Matilda drama performance, in which 2 of my students are here, and they did phenomenal. I had Trunchbull, Naomi Elkins, and then I had Bruce Bobtrotter, Chase Lucas. We had our safari zoo trip. We took our whole school down to the safari in Virginia, and I think we had 56 parents that went on that trip with us. So our parents go with us, and we love it. We had our Easter egg decorating contest, in which our kids could decorate an egg at home, and then we had judges. And there were some good ones, wasn't there, Dr. Knopf? And then we, of course, had our Easter egg hunt out on the playground. We had our carnival. Our carnival was a huge success. We made around $16,000. The Duncan booth was a little cold, but we survived.
15,000 of that might have been made off of Dr. Green and it.
It wasn't cold out there the first 6 times.
We took all of our students on an Amtrak trip that had good behavior. That was our behavior and attendance reward. If they had any unexcused absences or had any behavior slips, they were not allowed to go on this trip. So we took several students on that. We also had one in January to the trampoline park for the same reason. We had our drama trip went to Chocolate Moose where they got to rock climb and play miniature golf. We had a pre-K graduation over at the church. We really appreciate Tom and Dee for letting us use the church for all of our events. We had our field day this year at 4-H camp, and that was a huge success. We gave out the summer slide, how to prevent the summer slide, pamphlets, and the library was there giving out like the summer reading program. But we set up stations and we played tug of war, and we had a great time. We were needing Joey on our team a few times, and he let us down back there. But 4th and 5th grade are going to Lost World Caverns tomorrow. And then we're having our 5th grade graduation and our awards on the 29th. And then 3rd and 5th are going to the exhibition called Mine on Friday. And then our 5th grade field trip is next week. We're going to Busch Gardens, Colonial Williamsburg, a great one to watch. And then we have our last Reading Goal Award for the water slide on June 5th. And then like every month, we hold a monthly award ceremony for our Heart of the Tiger, Math Achievement, Reading, Attendance, and Honor Roll. So the Henry Foundation, they were here, I think he's still here, but we received a grant from them to get our AR program back because our parents and kids really love the AR reading program. So we were able to get a grant from them and then we had to match it, but we were able to get our reading program back for a really good price and we have it all the way till June of next school year. So our kids have already, especially 4th and 5th grade, they've been rocking it out reading. We have social studies fair winners. There's 2 back here, Chase. And you were both in the social studies fair. We also had Cindy Stevens, Lily Hatcher, who was the other? Sadie Wheeler. Abby Dudford, yes. They were all our social studies fair winners and they went to the regionals. And then we had math field day winners. I also have 2 here. Chase Lucas, Naomi Elkins, Lily Hatcher, and Carson Young. So Amanda Brigham now has a presentation on a pumpkin experiment that her class did. You do have mine. Okay, well, it might pass, maybe. Okay, not good. I'm not able to do it, sorry. Oh, you have me.
We do have a technology integration specialist here.
Yeah, we do.
Take my word, you
Okay, I'm not a great public speaker, so bear with me.
She is our LSIC chair, actually.
I'm used to teaching first graders, and we did, ours is called the Pumpkin Rose Experiment. But it's the Pumpkin Jack Experiment, if you've ever seen it.
in, Susan.
Yes, tomorrow. This is what we're thinking.
Zero. FBI.
Oh, no, that's the, I mean, the thing. That's
Maybe a J. Maybe a J?
Yeah.
It is-
Look at you, Renee.
What is it, M?
Because I'm from the FBI.
You should be a technology specialist, Renee. Get them an application while we can.
Yeah.
So while they're working on, it, I can go ahead and do our next part. So, we're gonna talk about attendance data next. In your folders, we have our slogan for next year, and we used our heart, and it is here every day, always ready to learn. So that's what we're gonna promote next year, to try to keep our attendance, get our attendance better. So, you have a list in here of your chronic absences. And so in 2021-22, we were at 42.53, and then we were down to 20, and then we were back up to 27. So currently, we are at 23.33 for chronic absences. So we did come down from last year, so we're gonna count that as a win, but we would like to be lower. So we are trying to get some incentives for next year on how to promote attendance. We come up with maybe doing like pop-up incentives to where like the kids don't know that if you have perfect attendance that month, then you get to go outside for next recess. So to try to promote, and like a spirit stick, we've talked about that. We do recognize our perfect attendance winners at our award ceremony, but we really want to try to, get that chronic absence rate down. Now, my behavior data, if you look at it, we do the PBIS, and of course, we do the think sheets. So like in September, we had 54 incidents, which were think sheets. That is where they get that sheet that tells them that they've done something wrong, and they have to talk about what they did, why they did it, how it made them feel, and what they would do the next time. And they do that during 10 minutes of reteach time, because they have a 40-minute recess, and so that first 10 minutes we use reteach time, and that's what they do. So if you see in September, we were at 54. October, we went up to 69. But then like in November, we came back down to 17. December was 6. January was 12. February was 10. March was 11. April was 5. And May was not 7. So we can attribute it like the beginning of the year, trying to get them back into school, go over the expectations. They had a new principal this year who had different expectations than maybe what they've had before. Because every time that somebody would, send a kid to the office, which is a behavior slip, I put it in WEVAS. So my WEVAS data looks like I have 34 incidents where before we had like 12. But we did use like interventions such as counseling. We did interventions like trying to get to the root cause of it. We started something this year where the kid has to actually call their parent, and they have to tell their parent what they did. I just get their parent on the phone and I say, I have so-and-so in the office and they need to talk to you. So then they have to tell their parent what they did. And that has worked a lot better because it's them having to be accountable, not me. So then it goes to WEVAS, and the consequences, we have not had any out-of-school suspension. I am not a big fan of that at this age because I feel like they don't have supervision at home. Sometimes it's a free day. So we do either lunch detention or in-school suspension, and it days depends on how severe the offense is. And we haven't had major offenses here. It's just, majority is like disrespectful, conduct. So, and if they get 3 think sheets for the same offense, then we figure that's not working. So then it automatically goes to behavior slip. But we use a flow chart in our rooms, and the teachers know, we worked on it together last year. The teachers know like what is office managed behavior and what is a teacher managed behavior. And if it's office managed, it automatically comes to me. So I feel like next year with the kids knowing the expectations better, our discipline data will go down. But we just had to, get it all worked out this year. Our PBIS program is working phenomenally. I feel like. Don't you guys? Yeah. So, and then we also started something this year for positive behavior. So this can be for a teacher or a student. If they're caught doing something exceptional, then we do a positive behavior. And that has been really funny because a couple of times it's been kids that have been in trouble before. So when I call and I'll say, I have so-and-so in the office, and they're like, but it's for good. And they get real excited. And then This couple of our students actually nominated a couple of our teachers the other day. Chase, so was you nominated, I nominated coach. What was you nominated for? Oliver. Yeah, was you Oliver? Nominated, Miss Knott, and it was for tolerating our class in difficult times. So if a kid see a teacher doing something, they can give one. And that's worked out really, and the teachers get, like, they can leave 30 minutes early or come in 30 minutes late. They just have to let me know so we can make sure they're covered. That's their reward. Or I'll cover a duty for them. And then the kids get 20 Tiger dollars to spend at the store. So that's worked very well. Is that all behavior, I think? Pretty much. Okay. All right, take she's ready.
This is Pumpkin Road, and this is our science experiment. We started this in September. I think that's when we went to the pumpkin patch, which is where we got ours from. This is actually called the Pumpkin Jack Experiment, and we carved this special pumpkin. Mostly, one of our very special students got to carve most of the pumpkin. She got to pull all the seeds out, and then we put the seeds back in rows. We put her inside of a jar, and we taped that jar shut. And then they got to watch every day as she started to decompose. Once a week, we would draw a picture of what Rose looked like, and we do a little writing assignment. Sometimes it would be descriptive, just describing the changes that were being made, and sometimes it would be a hypothesis. This is when they really started to enjoy Rose. She started to get really fluffy, and their descriptive writing really came out there with the fluffy, they like to call that, they said, oh, she has snow on her. What is that that's growing on Rose? What is happening to her? We learned about decomposing and how she was breaking down into the soil and what that means. And then everybody got to write and draw hypotheses, and this is just some of them. One said, on the last day of school, I hypothesized that Rose will rot. On the last day of school, I hypothesized that Rose will be rotted and stinky. On the last day of school, I hypothesized that Rose will be crashy and brown and fluffy. I really like the way they got to do this every day. Rose was a part of our class, and she still is. So today we got to take Rose out because we're at the final part of our journey. We took the lid off, we added some soil, and we kind of jostled all the seeds around, and we already have some that are germinating. So I'm pretty sure Rose is going to grow and put around this Knott's garden. So we're going to wait a few days and see what happens. And then have this little video of what we did today. All right. So this is Pumpkin Rose, isn't it? Or it used to be her. And we have her still up to October, right? Yeah. We're gonna open her up, and what do you think, or two things gonna happen when she opens up?
Definitely gonna stink.
Okay, ready? Let's look inside. What do you think happened to Rose? Okay, raise your hand. Elisha, what do you think?
I think she died and she turned to soil to help other players.
Do you think she turned into soil? All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add 2 inches of just regular topsoil, dirt on top of Rose. Are we watching? We're gonna clean the glass so that we can see inside. And we're gonna leave Rose out here, okay?
And we have to learn things.
So that she has soil and water and sunlight. Now what do you think is going to happen next? You think is going to happen next, Jack?
Pumpkin pie.
You think we're gonna have pumpkin pie?
Yeah.
I like the way she does it.
All right.
I'm going to.
There you go. All right, you have to wait 1 week. So on our last week of school, we're gonna come out and check and see what's happening in the road, okay? Are you excited?
Yeah. I'll find papers and make pumpkin pie. I think, the pumpkin's gonna grow more pumpkins. That road will become new again. Because of the sun, dirt, which is also soil, and the rain that falls down from the sky. I have 62 acres. This is going to grow again. I have pumpkin starting. That Rose will be a pumpkin. I think Rose will, pumpkin. I'm sorry. You're returning to season.
Oh, I love it. We'll be back in October for pumpkin pie.
I know, everybody wants that pumpkin pie. Yeah. All right, so the next is our academic data. We had a great year this year. I shared like our Ames web, and this is in math. And as you can see, we started out with one in the yellow, and then we went to green, and then we stayed in the green. So, and we had some, if you look at the second page, that were in the blue. But if you look at on this page, I think it's very interesting. We went straight up, and like the national is the dotted line. So we were like above the national average for our math scores. So I think that's pretty awesome. And then first grade math, we started out with, green, yellow, red, and then we went to green and red, and we stayed green and red, but we didn't have any yellow. But our red went down 1. And you can also see that we have some blue. And we again started out below the national, but now we're above the national. Second grade math, they went from, they had the 4 in the red, no yellow, and all green. And they're a little bit, I think, below the national. No, wait a minute, they caught up to the national. So, yeah, they caught up to the national average. So they started out below, but then they came up to the national average. So we're really proud of our kids. And then third grade really showed some growth. We had, at the beginning of the year, 4 in the red and 5 in the yellow and 7 in the green. And by the end of the year, we only had 2 in the red, 0 in the yellow, and 14 in the green. So I'm really proud of our kids. And they also started out below the average and then came up. Miss Knott's going to present 4th and 5th grade review. And then with ELA, we started out in kindergarten with 1 in the red, and then we ended with 1 in the yellow. But we did show a lot of growth. If you look, we had several well above average in our scores. And they were way above the national average, and they kept going up. So growth is always important. First grade, this group has set their goals pretty high. But they did show some growth. We had a lot of blue, and they did very well as well. They came up, if you notice, we're still a little bit below the national average, but they did come up. The next year, we're gonna get up even higher. And in second grade, we also came up from 8 in the green to 12 in the green. We had some blue in that class, and we were a little below the national average, but we did show growth as well in ELA. So ELA this year seems to be our weakness more so than math. So we're going to push that a lot next year. But I think with this new program, the Science of Reading, I think that we're real, well, it's not a new program, but, a new program this time. I think we're really gonna be able to push that out and really help our ELA. And then, third grade went from 6 in the green to 11 in the green. They also had 7 in the blue. And they were below the national, but look how much they came up from winter to spring. So that was really good. We did take our state testing, can't tell you the results yet. But I will say that we had great. I will say that, but the results are not unofficial. I can show you this chart. This is third grade ELA, and this was our first benchmark, our middle benchmark, and then this is how we ended at the end. So I can give you that so much. And what Pearl do, and then our third grade math, same way. We started at this first benchmark, then our second benchmark, and then we're all the way up here. So I'm super proud of our kids, super proud. It's not. Well, that first one, now she has a very difficult year. She taught fourth and fifth grade together, but she rocked it. As you will see from her scores, she absolutely rocked it. Okay,
We'll go to the intro first, I guess. If you turn again, then you see there's only 9 fourth graders, so their triangles are a little bit different from fourth grade. But they started out with 2 in the red and they ended up in yellow and the rest of them green. This is for reading. Based on if you look at the little bar graph, I don't know which bar graph, I'll look at that. One one. If you look at that, you can tell that they are above the average. They go up a bit of fourth graders. Little rock stars. And then what's the thing else? And then fourth or fifth graders, their triangles are different. There are more of them. And they started out the year with 4 in the red and they did 1 in the red by the end of the year. Middle tier, they got out of it real quick. But I think that just proves not all children are good testers, especially this kind of testing, because I know the kids who is that. It is not their strong suit. Does not represent their ability as an interesting tester. But if you go again to the end, they're still a one block, they're still above national act, which is all. And they started pretty close. They go, oh. Right. And then you get info math as well. The fourth graders, they stay the same whole time. It's green and everybody. And one is the red, but that's okay. But the rest of them just stay straight. We can talk a little more about social math. And then I'm going to switch to the water plot again. Above national average. Then now we're at fifth grade with the triangles. And again, a similar situation. There were 4 in the red. We ended with only 2 in the red. It's just kind of neat. We had 1 in the yellow in the middle of the year, and they got bumped out for 3. So I'm very pleased. You can see their little line plot as well. Above that. One of these are more intricate. This is pink. So this is the IMA. A12 does not really match the end of year testing. The questions aren't the same type of rigor, and there's different sections. Like there's no oral reading section on the end of year testing, but there is on A12. So if you're a bad oral reader, that's going to be a little bit. But there's not at the end of the year, so the assessment a little bit different. But for the fourth and fifth grade, they looked at with more bar graphs because they've taken it in third grade, so the second page is fourth grade. They've taken it in third grade and fourth grade, so it shows their like cumulative growth over those years. And it goes up throughout. The triangle is the beginning of this year, but the little rhombus was the end of this year, so I'm recording. Yeah, no, it's quicker. It goes up. Same thing with fourth grade reading. You know, they're bars again. This is the beginning of third grade, that's the end of fourth grade. So we kind of just steady growth with them the whole time. And then the fifth grade reading and your fifth grade math, which is the next page on both of those. More. The bar graphs at the bottom, they're coded by the little shape that goes with this, but you don't Just think about it as, this is the beginning of third grade and this is the end of fifth grade. So as you can see, like, there's a big hump of red and then it goes way down. And then we started the year here, big hump of red, went way down. They had a lot of blue, which I was very happy with it. They did a little bit better on math than they did on reading, which is kind of interesting. Because I could always end up the reading test to be easier than the math test, just that you can all read, you know? But math's hard, hard. But they did better on that. The math program that we have been using, it is a 4-5 split. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. And we're using the San Francisco Unified School District math program. It's just free online program that the San Francisco Unified School District made for their district. And we've been using it. And it has a 4-5 specific program. So we are doing that because they are 4-5. They err on the fifth grade end of things, though. We tend to go that direction a little bit more. And the fourth graders, basically, you can do the math just like me, they're having the fifth grade, you know, like they're all one group. We don't do separate things. You want to say anything? I didn't think they would. I'm talking about fourth and fifth graders. I'll pass these up here. I've had my fifth graders since they were in kindergarten. And they're leaving. We're making little scrapbooks of their years, and this is just a sampling of the pictures. I went and printed, it was 1,600 pictures. And we're not done making the scrapbooks yet. They don't all fit.
First day is going to be a very rough day for her.
I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Yeah, the pictures are cool, just because like you can see them as babies and then they grow up and then like we've taken the same class picture like year after year kind of a thing too. So. Sure.
You can track of your progress each year too, haven't you?
I have, yes, I still have like a lot of the PALS data from first and second grade. In case I ever want to do anything with this. Hold on.
I will say that like we are very fortunate with like our Title I teacher. She pulls kids for groups, like the kids are in the red. She pulls them for like intensive, and then our teachers pull the yellow, and then our instructional aides pull the green. And so we have that 5 days a week for 30 minutes in both ELA and math. So that has helped us a lot. And then a few of us went to a CSI workshop, and we found out about this test authoring feature on Cambium. And we were super excited because it's the questions just like off the state testing. So we came back and made booklets, and in our small groups, we worked on those questions to get them ready for state testing. And I think it did really pay off for our kids.
Yes.
I think that was a good move. All right, next up, I have Joy Bowling, who is our community and schools facilitator, and she's going to share her data.
So this year at JBE was a sweet year. So in honor of that, for our weekly attendance incentive, all the kids had sweet stickers, so some type of dessert. So if they were here Monday through Friday, on Friday they received a sticker, which they put on their data. So they could see it when parents came in, they could see how they were doing with their attendance. So this is just a little sample of that. At the end of the table is a photo album where it's open and forward are pictures that were taken this year, and the other pictures are from previous years. So to talk just a little bit more about our attendance data that Ms. Newsom started on. If you look on that same piece of paper, in 2021, 2022, our chronic attendance, our chronic absence rate was 42.53%. This year, it is down to 23.33. Not exactly where we want it, but from 2021 until present, that is almost a reduction of half. So half of the kids are coming to school more than they did in 2021, 2022. So that is a significant accomplishment, I think, for the school. Last year, our baseline was at 27%. So 27% of our students were chronically absent at the end of the year last year.
and, that has been reduced by 4%, which is quite a bit. The attendance gurus tell you if you can reduce about 1 or 2%, you're doing pretty good. So we were able to reduce that to 4%. So hopefully next year, with our Hearts initiative, we'll be able to, reduce that even more. In your folder is another piece of paper, that says CIS highlights. And of course, everybody knows that communities and schools, gives kids food and clothes and different types of support. So these, the things that are actually highlighted are the things that were a little extra this year, that normally don't happen. The first one, we had a student who received, a scholarship to attend the Broken Spur Horse Riding Academy. And that came about because she was having a really difficult time in school. Her mom called me and said that she thought she was going to homeschool her and wanted to know how she could do that. When she contacted the program, that she wanted to enroll the student in, it was too late in the year. So this was like around, the end of February, the 1st of March. So it's too late, they weren't accepting anybody else. So then she said, well, if I can't homeschool her, we want to do homework. And I was like, okay. And the student did have some anxiety, and so that was going to be the avenue to pursue. And I talked with Mr. Ritter about that. So we were going to give her some information, but in between time, the mom will call me and I would talk to the student. And I finally said to her when they asked her, what is the one thing that would like make her feel better about herself, make her want to participate in things? She was having trouble at home as well as at school. And she said, well, she just tells me she wants a horse. And she's like, we can buy our horse. We can't afford a horse. We got nowhere to get a horse. So I'm like, okay, we're going to get her a horse. So she goes every Saturday for an hour to the Broken Spur Riding Academy free of charge and has her horse. She's learning to trot and groom and clean stalls. So she got her horse. Another thing that we've done this year that's a little bit different is we've been able to sponsor a child to go to 4-H camp. So we're able to pay that tuition cost for them so that they could do that. Our pre-K student, one of them was playing very inappropriate games for preschoolers, like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. So we didn't think that was real appropriate, so we purchased an age-appropriate game for him. And then, of course, our normal providing meals, but with the help of Different Ranch Tabernacle. They called me one day and they said that they would like to sponsor a family at Easter. So they sponsored a family and made Easter baskets, gave the children some new clothing and the whole Easter meal. And ironically enough, that was the birthday for both of those children during that week. So they got a double whammy on that one. We provided Thanksgiving meals for 10 families. One of our children's family, the mother was hospitalized. So we had a meal sent to the hospital for them to enjoy while she was there, and that was over Easter weekend as well. We worked in conjunction with PTO and provided Christmas gifts for 5 students. We assisted with family grocery purchase. Another one that was a little out of the ordinary, we had a family who didn't have any water. So the kids would come, they were coming to school really well. But one of the little girls just said, no, we don't have any water at our house. So I'm like, okay, how are we washing our clothes? So I would go pick up the clothes, take them to the high school, we wash them, then I would take them back. And then for 2 weekends, we were able to pay for them to go to Blueston State Park and so for the weekend, so they could shower and kind of relax and get some healthier meals that way. We had one family who we were trying to call home for. Nobody could ever get through. Found out that there was no phone. There was no home phone. There was no cell phone, and they did not have a vehicle. So I was able to purchase a house phone that had 1 year unlimited text, unlimited calling on that. So now when we come home, we have some. We did receive a grant from Hinton Area Foundation for $750, which has helped support all of these things. And we just received a literacy grant from Dollar General in the amount of $2,500. And that is going to support a summer reading program for our children, and it's called All the Places You'll Read. And we have like a little chart for them, and it'll say, read in your bed, or read under a table, read at the park. And so we're gonna capture pictures of them. Hopefully the parents are gonna send them again, and we're gonna make a little slideshow of that. And then we're gonna have an incentive during the summer, like in July, to just get them all together, let them exchange their books. And then on August the 8th, right before school starts, we're gonna have a water slide party for all those kids that participated in that. We also received a grant from Bob's Toyota. And then 9 students that are currently on the community schools caseload are no longer chronically absent. Only 3 students on that caseload were still chronically absent, and that was due, 2 of them to family emergency. So it's been a good year at W Branch, and we hope that it can continue and that our students will continue to thrive and raise their scores and increase their absenteeism. Yeah.
And we are also able to, at awards day, each kid is getting a summer read kit that has a book, a journal, binoculars, a beach ball, sunglasses, bubbles, chalk, and all that for them. So every kid will get one of those at awards day. So next is like any comments. Chase, do you have anything you would like to say about our school?
We should really 6.
We should have 6 grade. We would love if you are 6th graders. Naomi, you have anything?
Well, I do agree with Chase. Probably stay here, but he does not.
We should have a 5-6 split.
We got the ring. We can do it. We just think y'all to vote on it. So it's okay.
Yes.
Say yes. It's always small kids out there. You won't miss them.
You make whatever decision y'all have to make.
We'll see.
We'll make
So it
it
works
work.
out. You guys are free to try to. All right. Cynthia, did you have something?
I did.
Okay.
I was trying to think it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
It's
It's my birthday, minutes.
Yeah, I write it down because I'm not really good at these things, but, I've been bringing my children here for several years now. And I feel like with our best year yet kind of wrapping up, I wanted to share some things I thought were important to me with you guys. JV might be a small school, but the staff here have huge hearts and they go above and beyond. And we live in an area where teachers often leave for better opportunities and definitely better and higher pay. We have a lot of folks here that we're thankful for that not only stayed, but also for all the unpaid hours they put in and effort they give every day. They find different teaching methods and go above and beyond, trying to communicate and teach all the kids here. They help host and coach clubs and events outside of classroom too, like the Battle of the Books Club, the math competitions, the social study fairs, the drama programs. Not only do they provide these opportunities and teach them and coach them, but they also provide rides. They also give time for the projects to be worked on. They put together so many trips and events and activities for the kids without any levy funds or much help outside of our PTO sources. Folks like Ms. Lane, Ms. Knott, Ms. Newsom, and Ms. Helms show what a difference good people can make in a school. And I wish my kids could have them through their entire education journey. Ms. Knott's one of the most amazing teachers we've had that also helps with clubs, fairs, dances, trips, and Girl Scout trips. Ms. Lane's also helped and been such a great teacher all these years with my son's education and also goes above and beyond. Ms. Newsom was one of my favorite teachers here, and this year she was principal for the first year and has done an amazing job. She stepped up and had so many events and opportunities for parents to come with our kids, and our children really thrived this year too. Despite losing COVID funds, we still have had so many things that we've been fortunate to do, and I'm very thankful for her and hope she continues to be our principal. Ms. Helms is actually the main reason I wanted to speak with you all tonight and acknowledge her too for all the stuff she's done here at JDE. Ms. Helms, also a JDE staff member, goes above and beyond her job description year after year. Saying she's just our secretary isn't justice. For many years, she's also helped with trips, events, dances, awards, the drama club, Hearst Bingos. Anything I can think of the past few years, she was there helping out and contributing to it. She answers the phone when you call, even during lunch hours. She gets forms from the doctors and 2 doctors. She helps get info for trips and our events. She helps managing the handouts and printouts. She's here and helps with any parent that shows up and comes into the school, given any given day. Anytime the principal's away from her desk or on a meeting or at a conference, she's also here to deal with whatever might be going on. And she helps with our trips and just about anything we do here. So when I saw on the county's agenda recently that one of the things you intend to do is to take away that position, I was pretty appalled and upset, only because, like you've heard tonight, JBE's performed amazingly testing wise. We have plenty of data and receipts, as the kids say, you could pull that show and attest to that. We've had some of the highest scoring students here. We've done a lot. We've pulled our weight despite some years being threatened to be closed down, all kinds of things. And we continue to grow and thrive. I feel like they really earned it and definitely put in like they should be invested in and given more funds, more time, more appreciation, more acknowledgement, not cut away from and continuously chopped at and taken away from. And I just want to make sure you guys really understood and thought about what you're putting on them and how detrimental that'd be to the kids here and for us. I know he's going to be all your flowers too. He does an amazing job. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Anyone else have any teachers? LSIC members? Sean? Hey, well, oh, yeah, go ahead. It's not like that, it must be right. I feel like that just really isn't to be able to do that. I mean, you could have the floor.
So basically, a lot of people say that there's no movie system, but let's be honest. Not run down there, just you can move them in. Or you can just keep us an hour, but, people are not. It's just going, I mean, just look at the same exact people here. It's gonna be one more grade. It's simple. It's simple. I mean, not the grade. You can still have an area and talk at some sort.
Well, listen, here's the deal. If I get 2, I get 3. Y'all are a package deal.
Well, what if they say that you get through?
I do what I gotta do, buddy.
It's a good try. It's a good try. All right, we have one last thing and then we are finished. Andrew? There was a video made about how much we love our school. He was in the majority. Good morning, welcome to Checking Branch, home of the Tigers.
E is for encouragement.
It's more ambitious. It's to expect
Children Branch Elementary, I have to say, it's the best school ever. We have the best kids, we have the most amazing staff, and we just have the best community and spirits. So, overall, JBU is the best school.
Love that Jefferson Branch Elementary is the close family atmosphere that we have here at the school.
I love our school because it's such a tight, man, we're a small school, big. I just love how the staff loves our kids.
I love that if you can't be here, you know that people are everything. Our staff is like a family and a kitchen and what needs to be done.
Like when we're spraying with the brick. On the coach. I love my culture.
The reason I love Jefferson Branch School is we're like a family. We actually care about the other staff. Therefore, when we're working part-time, the longer the students, our students, and we all.
This is the best school I have ever been in.
This is a great school. I enjoy working with kids.
I love the real stuff that you got take me on and the starter and the smoker makes the best lunch ever.
Jefferson Branch Elementary makes everyone feel like they're exactly where they need to be.
I love working with teachers because we're all there's
The thing that I love about JPE is all the teachers. The thing that I love about JPE is I'm afraid to be learning to get ice cream. The budget is so this is where I was starting something. And the thing I like about JPE is I love JPE. Like that we get to go with the message. And then that we get ice cream.
I just love Jefferson Branch. My kids go to school here. They love it. It's just a whole thing. That's just one big thing. Kids are fun and we are like, I love working here at Jefferson Branch because I'm all around.
I love their meeting because over the years, the staff is a family, and we're all so close and our kids work really hard. And as a parent, I love all the activities that we do for the kids.
Jefferson Branch is a great school because it was like family and brothers and sisters, and everybody gets along great.
I love our school because our staff is very supportive of everyone and of our students. And we can always count on teachers saying, children remember actions.
You know, it's because like all the some people there's a for like diet or Western foods for old women. And we have lots of those, you know, with all those things. She's saying all that, but I think that's really called teachers. Yes.
The teachers and with the school there first.
I like working at JCU because we all support our students there. But they know that Jefferson Branch are nice.
I love the way all of our staff, parents, and students work together to come together and
Monkey Branch is a phenomenal school. We have the best staff. that comes together for the kids and that always have a good time.
With our staff and our students there too.
I love JPE.
as a bus driver, I love the fact that they do include us in all the activities at the school, but as a parent, they also include us in the things that they do. That is so good.
Wow, two things I love about Jefferson Branch are it's small and personal, so we get to build relationships with the students, with each other. And the amazing parents and community support and involvement here, just can't be beat. We've got morale, such a good example for students, and it shows them that they matter to the community.
You all have any questions?
You covered it.
Thank you. Appreciate your presentation. And for those students who are here, feel free to step out.
Just a second.
You may.
Having been on both sides of this table, I know what you guys face, and I know that there are things that it seems to the public you have control of and you have no control of. But I also think that what you've seen tonight, if there's any way possible, these small schools are the heart of all these communities, and they're learning. And they're learning in an atmosphere that they're not just teachers. There's somebody that they can go to, there's somebody that they can feel safe with, and the teaching comes secondarily almost to it. But the kids take to that and they learn, and as we've seen from these testimonies and things. But I feel for what you have to go through. But where there's a will, there's a way.
Thank you. Appreciate
I'll put
that.
a PS on the next one. They're the best neighbors you
Well, we have to say you are pretty good neighbors as well.
We are very proud of, and we're proud of the other schools too. Don't get us wrong, but I came here and it went through, first grade through eighth grade. And then when I went to Hinton, I was traumatized. Terribly traumatized. But I had this for the basis for the person that I was wanting to become. And that's a gift you can't buy, but it's learned, and it's learned trust. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for those who are here, the students and what have you, if you would like to leave, you do not have to stay for the entire meeting. We do appreciate you all being here. All right, we're at item 6, public comments. Do we have any? No? Okay. Item 7, we have before us the minutes from the May 13th and May 20th, or the May 13th regular meeting and the May 20th special meeting.
We'll have to do those separate.
Yeah, we'll handle those separately. So let's first go with the May 13th, the May 13th, 25 regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes for the regular meeting, May 13th. I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. McBride, seconded by Mr. Brogan, to approve the May 13th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 4-0 vote with one abstention, being Mrs. Farley, that the minutes from the May 13th, 2025 regular meeting have been approved. We have before us the May 20th, 2025 special meeting.
Motion to approve minutes.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mrs. Farley, to approve the May 20th, 2025 special meeting minutes. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the May 20th, 2025 special meeting minutes have been approved.
I have to recuse myself from obtaining the bill of R.T. Rogers. It's a conflict of interest.
All right, the first bill we have before us is for R.T. Rogers.
Make a motion to pay R.T. Rogers.
We have a motion by Mr. McBride, seconded by Mrs. Harvey to pay the bill for RT Rogers. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. The minutes reflect by a 4-0 vote with Mr. Brogan recusing himself due to a conflict of interest that the bill for RT Rogers has been approved for payment.
Abstaining from the vote in market, says conflict of interest as an employer.
All right.
Sorry.
We have a bill on the, before us for the market. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion that we pay the bill for the market.
Second.
We have a motion by Mrs. Farley, seconded by Mr. McBride to pay the bill for the market. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 4-0 vote with Mrs. Harvey recusing herself due to a conflict of interest. The bill for the market has been approved for payment. We have before us now the remainder of the bills.
Make a motion, we pay the bills.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mrs. Harvey to pay the remainder of the bills. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining. The minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the remaining bills have been approved for payment. Item 9, we have a budget hearing for the 25-26 budget. Do you have anything you need to?
It's been balanced, it's been, out there for 10 days, there's been no public comment or any questions about it. Even with your approval can be sent to the State Department May 30th. Make a motion that we approve the budget that was given in time.
Second.
We have a motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by Mr. McBride to approve the budget that was presented for the 2025-2026 school year. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the budget has been approved for the 2025-2026 school year. New business purchases over 25,000. None. Thank you. New business B, discussion or possible action to approve out-of-state overnight trips. We have Robert Bowling with the Summers County Boys Basketball Team Camp, Marietta, Ohio, June 16th through the 18th. Doug Trail, Summers County Girls Basketball Team Camp, Emory, Virginia, June 16th through the 18th. And Kathy Duffield, State FFA Convention, Cedar Lakes, West Virginia, July 19th through the 12th, or 9th through the 12th, 2025.
I move that we approve all 3 trips. Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mr. McBride, that we approve all 3 trips. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that all 3 trips have been approved. Item C, under new business, discussion or possible action to approve the M3T MOU. Do we have any changes to this year that you know of?
What should I know of?
Make a motion, we approve the MOU.
We have a motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mrs. Harvey to approve the M3T MOU. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? The minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the M3T MOU has been approved. Discussion or possible action to approve the 2025-2026 pre-K calendar. Don't have a copy of that.
Table till the next meeting, or does it have to be approved by secondary?
It doesn't, so can you say?
Okay, so we'll postpone that until the first meeting in June. When is it? June 10th? Okay, postpone that till June 10th. I'll make a motion that we postpone approving the 25-26 pre-K calendar until the first meeting in June, June 10th. Second. Motion by myself, seconded by Mr. McBride to postpone any action on approving the 25-26 pre-K calendar until June 10th. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining. Minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that we have approved postponing the 25-26 pre-K calendar until the June 10th meeting. New business item E, discussion or possible action to approve rollover bids. This is co-op, the co-op voted to roll over Mountain Steer and Gordon Food Service. This is through SESC.
No, this is
Or the
the
co-op.
Country Roads Co-op.
Okay.
Food Co-op, 8 counties. We just had a meeting last week. We can roll over twice before we have to rebid.
Okay,
And the co-op voted unanimously to roll both of these over.
okay.
Do you need to vote on it?
Good. If we don't, then we would be, we have to vote against them and go over.
Yeah. Be on the safe side.
I'll make a motion to, accept the co-op vote to roll over Mountain Steer and Gordon Food Service.
We have a motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by Mr. Brogan to roll over the co-op Mountain Steer and Gordon Food Service bid. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the Mountain Steer and Gordon Food Service bids have been approved for rollover. Item F, discussion or possible action to place policy change out for public comment. This is for Roman numeral 5-G-6. This is our head lice policy.
And I apologize, that wasn't quite ready for you all to
Okay.
look at yet, but that was the gist of the changes we were gonna make.
Okay.
We're gonna do the thing right. You know, work out and add.
I've actually, been contacted about concerns about this. Is this a state thing that's going on, or, can you explain a little bit more about? The reason I was contacted is there's been concern about the part where, all lice and live nits must be removed, that's being taken.
And there was concern that it was taken in.
Yeah.
Well, it'll go on review and then people can make public.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that would be, okay.
But
So,
it is quite outdated. It has been
Okay.
looked at since 2015. And there is new guidance, CDC guidance is
Okay.
different.
is this one of our policies that's still in that cohort of policies that's being updated?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So it,
So that would be that would be cost.
Right.
yeah. Okay, so at this point, since this is still going and is being updated, we'll take no action.
It's not ready to go out.
And then when you get one ready to go out for review, then we can take action. Item G, under new business discussion, possible action to accept audit results. I did,
Now, there was no findings.
yeah, I didn't bring mine with me, but I agree with Mr. Brogan. You want to make that form of motion?
I would make the motion that we accept the audit results.
And I'll second that. Motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by myself to accept the audit results. Any discussion?
Oh, should we put on record that there were no findings?
He mentioned that.
Oh, I couldn't hear it.
But you can, since we are at discussion, you can be sure, you can mention it again.
Well, no, it's fine, as long as it was. put on
And so,
record.
for anyone who didn't hear Mrs. Farley, she just wants it to be on record that audit, the audit results indicated there were no findings at all for our county. So great work to all the office staff. Thank you. That worked with this. So we have a motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by myself. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the board has approved to accept the audit results. Item 11, we have personnel.
I didn't notice, but I would have to ask that Benjamin Farley be pulled out separately to be voted.
We can handle it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. So you want, let's handle that one first.
Okay.
You pull that out, handle
Okay.
it first. So, under
He's under 2 categories.
extra, yeah, we have two categories here. So let's start with the first one, resignation/retirements. We have one for Benjamin Farley.
And I have to recuse myself, due to relational.
All right, under resignation retirement, we have Benjamin Farley, who is resigning from the 6th through 8th grade head girls basketball coach from Summers County Comprehensive High School, effective 5/14/2025.
I'll make a motion. Go ahead. Second.
We have a motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by Mr. McBride, that we accept the resignation from Benjamin Farley. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 4-0 vote that Benjamin Farley's resignation has been accepted, and also that Mrs. Renee Farley recused herself from that decision. We'll jump over to extra duty, extracurricular coaches and volunteers. We have Mr. Benjamin Farley listed again as the 9th through 12th assistant girls basketball coach, Summers County Comprehensive High School, which would be effective July 1, 2025.
Make a motion that we accept the recommendation for Ms. Farley as the 9th through 12th assistant girls basketball.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Harvey, seconded by Mr. McBride to accept Benjamin Farley as the 9 through 12 assistant girls basketball coach. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 4-0 vote with Mrs. Farley recusing herself that Benjamin Farley has been approved for hire for the 9th through 12th assistant girls basketball coach. Okay, we have the rest of the superintendent's recommendations before us.
And there's still no candidate for the substitute session.
I'll make a motion that we go in executive session under 6-9A-4, paragraph 2, under personnel.
Second. We have a motion on the floor by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mr. McBride, that we go into executive session according to West Virginia Code 6-9A-4, paragraph 2, personnel. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. If the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote, that we will go into executive session. Time is 7:31. Call to order this regular meeting of the Summers County Board of Education. Executive session ended at 7:49 PM. So we have before us the superintendent's recommendations for personnel. Okay, the first one, yeah, we'll just take up the leave of absence.
In regard to the leave of absence, for Courtney Wills, Hinton Area Elementary Medical, I would make a motion that we postpone this leave of absence until the June 10th meeting.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Farley, seconded by Mr. McBride, that we postpone the leave of absence for Courtney Wills till June the 10th. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that Courtney Wills for leave of absence has been postponed until June 10th. Any others we need to handle separately?
Make a motion that we approve the superintendent's recommendations for personnel.
We have a motion by Mr. Brogan, seconded by Mrs. Harvey, to approve the remaining superintendent's recommendations for personnel. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that the remaining recommendations for personnel from the superintendent have been approved. It's been a pretty long day, so we're going to go to item 12, discussion of our next agenda. That next meeting will be held on June 10th at the Summers County Schools Central Office beginning at 6 PM. We have one item there already. That's to approve the social studies curriculum for the 25-26 school year. Pre-K calendar. Thank you.
What was the other one?
Pre-K calendar.
And the personnel
This one's already
item.
here.
The personnel item.
Yep. All right. Any other items?
Well, they may not even make it, but I think, graduation as a state or, high school track team, state winners.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you could reach out to the coach and see if they'd be available.
Well, they kind of busy this week.
Yeah. All right, any other items? As always, you can reach out to Dr. Nott or myself if you have anything you'd like to have added to the next agenda. Mr. McBride.
All right, I make a motion, we adjourn, and the time is 7:54.
Second. We have a motion by Mr. McBride, seconded by Mr. Brogan, that we adjourn. Time is 7:54. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. The minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote that this meeting is adjourned.